You're now tuned in to the Wolf God himself, Sic Mic, man, the Virginia Villain Zone. You can find me on Instagram, East Coast _Mikey. You can find the brand, _Virginia_Villains on Instagram. Welcome to the Buzz Show.
Ready to go to hell and back. Off your ass on your feet, it's money on the floor, motherfucker. I've been to hell and back, the driver, not the passenger, nigga. When I pass, bring what you owe me to the casket, my nigga. They used to laugh at a nigga, now who the joke's on.
What's up? Sic Mic, Sic Mic.
Saturday.
Yes, sir. To be honest, I want to jump straight forward into it. As far as you bringing me into your establishment, tell us about Virginia Villains, man.
Well, like anything particular you want to know about this shit? Like, you know what I mean?
How did you first sit and decide to get it started? Was it just yourself? Was it a random thought, or was it with you and your homeboys that came up with the idea?
Man, it was just me, man. I was just trying to find a way to transition out the streets. You know what I mean? Like, I come from that shit. I've been in that shit all my life. You know what I mean? So I was just trying to, you got to think your way out of poverty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's one of them things. I was just sitting and thinking. I'm like, man, I got to, you know what I mean? The streets going sour. This is around that, it should have been sour. I'm like, I got to figure this shit out. So it was just one of them things I came up with. I always been vilified. You know what I'm saying? I always been the villain. It's always been the wolf. Always been looked at a particular way. You know what I'm saying? So it only made sense.
Yeah.
And when I hit it, like Virginia Villains, it's like it got a particular ring to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I was like, boom. So I made it a thing. So I got my first logos and all that shit drawn up. Protected everything. That's like 2017. Got all my paperwork right and all that. But I ain't get, like I said, I ain't get serious with it until like the pandemic.
Yeah.
COVID and all that shit.
And as far as the pandemic, like, did that kind of make you, since everybody was kind of isolated, did that make you have to sit and think of new ideas, new different styles, and how it's going to impact the people once the pandemic was over with, if you thought it was going to be over with?
I wasn't really thinking that far ahead, bro, to be honest. Like, I was just in that mode, that phase of just grinding it up, selling it out the back of the truck, you know what I'm saying? I'm pressing it in the crib, I'm taking orders, I'm pressing them at the crib, I'm delivering them in the truck, I'm you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm setting up at the pop-ups, I'm setting up at the clubs, I'm setting up at the the shows, the performances, and just kind of getting it off. But I wasn't really thinking that far ahead, bro. But when COVID hit, it was like we made the most bread we ever made. Like, Trump was giving away that money, like it was just a lot of money in circulation for some reason. You feel me?
Yeah.
And we made the most money we ever made during COVID, bro, and that put us in a position. I had sat back then. I had to sit back and think about it, calculate it, calibrate it. Like, okay, well, let's figure out the next move. Let's really figure out the next move. So that's when I started actually keeping track of what was happening. Situating shit, you know what I'm saying, in ways that was conducive to positive growth and expansion. You dig what I'm saying?
Facts.
And then we was able to get our first commercial opportunity in 2021, and from there, we've been going up ever since then.
Tell the people where they can see the commercial, man. 'Cause I want to see the commercial for real.
No, I said the first commercial location.
Okay.
Well, we do got a commercial. I hit you with that. You can do what you want to do with that.
I might have spoke something into existence.
I got one. It's crazy. I'm ready.
And I do want to, hear more about, your clothing design and your clothing brand.
Right.
But I do want to understand one thing. You go by Wolf God. When did that name first find you? Was it earned, given, or created out of necessity?
Man, I was just, like I said, it all goes hand in hand with my, my attributes. First of all, I come off of the Cherokees, on the reservation. My whole family is on some, tribal. You know what I'm saying? My clan is the Beowulf clan. You know what I'm saying? I'm the war chief of the Beowulf clan. So, I'm the wolf god in that respect. You know what I'm saying? But, as far as being vilified, like the wolf was the perfect animal anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The perfect animal. You know what I'm saying? You don't find them at the circus.
Yeah, facts. And when I seen you and I heard about you, it was something that always resonated to me when I seen your pictures. What, why is the number 7 like? We know it's deeper than luck, spiritual, or numerology, or is it something only you understand? Tell us the real reason.
The 7?
Yeah, the number 7.
I mean, the 7 is God, the 7 is perfection. We all know that, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
when you see the 7 all over me, it's most likely in reference to the circle 7. The Moorish circle 7, which is, tied to the illustrious Moorish nation.
Yeah.
Which is, that's a conversation that, we can have some other time, but that's, nationality is the order of the day if we actually speaking, if we actually talking that talk.
Respect.
Right.
So I want to kind of get in your head, and I want to kind of, see if you're on your toes.
Come on.
Have you ever felt like the education of Sonny Carson reflect your life in pieces, or what scene or moment hit the hardest, and why do you think it stuck with you?
Damn. Education of Sonny Carson. I wouldn't say it reflects my life. Maybe in a sense, like, or to a degree, but overall, like, if I just had to give you an answer, I would say, nah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I come from that environment, but that just wasn't how my shit went. My shit was a little bit more deeper with,
Yeah.
Like, I had cocaine for sale at 11. Like, it was a lot different on my side. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more advanced than that, regular street, street rap gangster. It was a little bit more
progressive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a little bit more to it. So I would say no in that respect, but the part of it that stood out the most, to me, like, I love the whole movie, first of all.
Yeah,
but,
it was a good movie.
Right. The
Yeah.
part that, it was one of the parts that, matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a part you might not remember.
Yeah.
So they was sitting on the stairs, and this is something I was gonna sample for the music, but the gang, the Hawks, they was sitting on the rooftop on the stairs, and they was high and shit.
Yeah.
And they was just talking. And the motherfucker, the light-skinned one was like, I'm gonna be the captain of the Queen Mary, man. Talking about a ship, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna steal that bad boy straight down Jefferson Avenue, man. Right?
Yeah.
And that was kind of like my shit. I want to, like, nigga, docking the yacht on land, like Jefferson Avenue, like the whole James River story.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, that was kind of dope to me. And then when they was getting on the train, I think it's the same movie. And the nigga was the conductor was like, let the door close, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And it was the bride getting on too.
Yeah.
And the nigga was like, what's your name, whatever. She was like, my name's Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, oh, Virginia, you a fox, you know that? And like, shit like that kind of stuck with me about the movie, you know what I mean? Because I'm really an artist at heart and shit, but dope flick though.
Damn right. So, most people wouldn't guess this, but do you remember exactly what you were doing August 9th, 2011? The International Day of World Indigenous People? What's the spiritual and ancestral connection you feel on that day, if any?
On that day, 2011, I think I was at the building of the United Nations, bro.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I was at the United Nations at the Forum of Indigenous World Affairs on that day.
Yeah, and how did that go? What kind of experience you got from that?
I mean, big, powerful. We were there, representing, the indigenous Moors of the continent, you know what I'm saying, of the land. Yeah. Indigenous peoples, and they were big on, it was a big Indigenous Rights Day. That was when I was first learning about Indigenous rights and the Indigenous Rights Handbook, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just got so deep from there. I went there with some older Moors, and that was like when I was first finding my way in nationality, and it was a privilege and an honor to be a part of something, of that magnitude at so young. They in there, and there's so many indigenous groups there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we in New York at the UN, like, and it's like, and I was just in awe at the, the magnitude of the event. You know what I mean? But we also got to have some important conversations, make some important connections. You know what I'm saying? It told me about indigenous rights and the indigenous what's the shit Constitution.
Yeah. So as far as that, like, what are some of the things that you you found out right wise that you didn't know you actually had?
From that?
Yes, sir.
The fact that you are the indigenous, you are the native, you have all of that free, you know what I'm saying, education and all of these benefits that they are, saying that they're giving to the so-called Indian, like all of that's yours.
Yeah. Oh, so
like the land is yours, and there's a handbook of constitutions and rules that every government has to abide by in reference to indigenous people, in reference to from everywhere from them making sure they have places to practice their particular, doctrine, religion, you know what I'm saying, decree, or to all the way to, when it comes down to politics. You know what I'm saying? Like how things are to be situated and carried in respect to these indigenous groups. Like I learned a lot of detailed information at that sit, and it was so long ago, and it's still, you know what I mean, still with me.
So it was pretty much a powerful movement that kind of stuck with you throughout the years.
I mean, yeah, because you always your forefathers word without a shadow, without a contradiction. So I'm still the God. We still on our Moorish nationality. We still are, you know what I mean. We still are that, you know what I mean? So we still moving forward, progressing, trying to blaze trails. We still working in that respect, you know what I mean, like currently. You know what I'm saying? Right.
And I want to dip a little bit more into the fashion aspect, like the Blendsville Award, and you were up for a Best Clothing nominee?
Yes, sir.
And what was the piece or drop you felt should have won, and what was the story behind the design? Like what piece?
Should have won the award?
Yeah, like what design or piece that you made do you think should have won that if you already won?
It was like a category
for
like the best clothing brand, like the best clothing line, like the totality, like in period, right? I don't think it was like one piece.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was like just like who been getting busy the most, like the whole year. You know what I'm saying? And it was definitely active. 24. I won Entrepreneur of the Year as well, 24 at Troy Catchmore. They had a little Black Excellence Gala. They awarded me Entrepreneur of the Year last year as well. So I took both of them home. You know what I'm saying? I took both of them awards home last year. I was really in my bag a little bit last year. Like I was going crazy. Yeah. But it's only gonna get worse. You know
and how did that moment feel when those people pretty much called you up there and said that people actually, because I know when you first start out, you kind of like, all right, people gonna feel my shit, people gonna fuck with it. But when you get nominated for a award where everybody notices that your clothing brand has been going crazy, like what is the feeling that you get?
All right, so first and foremost, like I gotta say, I'm not a nigga I'm not a person that does anything for the accolades, right? I just do what needs to be done, right? So I just do the work. But it does feel good when the work doesn't go unnoticed. You know what I'm saying? It does feel good when, they acknowledge the work. It is a phenomenal feeling, you know what I mean? So I would say it felt good, you know what I mean? It was a good feeling, you know what I'm saying? Much gratitude to everybody who ever supported the villains, who may support us in the future, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all love, it's always true love on my side. But it felt good to, be recognized. But like I said, shit is gonna get worse, bro.
Facts.
Shit is gonna get worse, bro.
And I heard that you say what shit is gonna get worse. Yeah. Like, what do you mean by that?
When I say shit gonna get worse, that means shit is gonna get better. I'm only gonna get more active. I'm only gonna get better. I'm only gonna get more raw. It's only gonna come in more, bulk, more mass. Like it's only gonna get worse. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't plan on letting up. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
I get exactly what you're saying now. Because with the progression of your success, it's more stuff that you got to take on. So at the end, facts.
It's only gonna get worse, bro. Cause I don't plan on chilling no time soon. We're in our 5th year of business right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's a good time to revamp shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, cut my expenses, make the smart maneuvers, you know what I mean? Continue to position myself for that longevity, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so I want to bring a couple names up.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me, you know, have you ever felt, you know, the same way once? All right, so Conway and Benny the Butcher, two raw spitters. What's something about their movement and delivery that pushed you to sharpen your own sword, if you do listen to those two?
Something that pushed me to sharpen my own sword. See, I don't want to feel like I don't want to sound like you know, don't confuse, you know, confidence for arrogance, right?
Yeah.
But bro, I've been doing this shit since 01.
It was a tough minute.
So, you know, go back and, you know, we've been the grimiest ever, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I ain't gonna take nothing from them guys, they hard, but, you know, yeah, we really get to that music shit, you know what I'm saying? We really get to that shit, you know what I mean? Like, don't take my word for it, check me out. You know what I'm saying? But, they did come through front line at a time where, you know, the spitters was losing their grip. So I do commend them boys on that. I love them niggas. I done opened up for both of them. I done opened up for both of them, you know what I mean, multiple times. You know what I'm saying? We are as mutual as love, you know what I'm saying? I got love for them boys, you know, and I feel like they really are setting the pace right now as far as that gritty, that grime time. With this, you know, them boys really doing what the fuck they supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So one thing that made me sharpen my blade in reference to them was, you know, them niggas is still giving it up raw. And at one point in time, I was like, man, I need to chill on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like thinking maybe I might be too raw. But then when you hear it and you see them gravitate to it, and it's like, oh, the hungry ones are still out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they still, okay, boom. So that made me kind of like get back on my shit.
Yeah, because it is still some people that actually, because I know like in the newer generation, a lot of people listen more towards the beat, because I listen more towards the beat now, I guess, because I don't know.
Right.
But when it comes to really spitting, really rapping, and getting people to understand that it's more than just dancing in your videos, that people actually still have a story to tell. And like, that's what I do want to hear about. Like, tell me more about the younger Sic Mic, growing up, born and raised, you know, how that environment, 757, California, how did it shape you to be the person you are now?
Well, I don't really remember the Cali shit. All I remember is 7, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But that shit, you know, as you could imagine, that shit shaped a nigga tremendously, you know what I'm saying? Like, tremendously, bro. Like, but I come from a wild spot. I don't know if you familiar with this side. You familiar with Newport News? The history?
A little bit here and there. I remember I used to come up here with my cousin all the way down by the water on like, I think like 17th and 19th Street or something like that. And he used to always tell me, man, don't go to 19th Street, 17th Street. Because I remember one time, I went down there with my cousin. We went to go, you know, holler at some girls or whatever. And we got in the house, and I guess her dad or some was, I guess, a member of some group or gang. I don't know who it was, but man, when he called us, had us running through the alley. But enough about me. I want to know.
Right. All right. So you never heard of Chantilly, Woodson? You ever heard of Woodson Apartments?
No, sir.
All right. So boom, that's where we come from. It's a spot called Chantilly. It was Chantilly at first before it became Woodson Apartments, and that was like the wildest. That was like the wildest shit. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the wildest hoods in the town. Ask anybody that know the vibe. But that's where we come from. And you know what we went through in that little community that, you know, shaped us into where we are today. You know what I'm saying? Like that. It was a raw place. I ain't gonna really get into that. You know what I'm saying? Do your due diligence on that, but you know, it was different. Like I said, we had, you I had cocaine for sale at like 11. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No fucking cap.
And like, if you was able to tell a story or tell a moment in time when you grew up in the 757 area in Newport News that you felt like you haven't told anybody, like say an encounter you had with somebody where it got to a point where you kind of kept it to yourself and didn't share it with anybody.
I don't really share shit with anybody,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
That's the wild part. I don't really shit. It's a shitload of those. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm one of them. Like I don't really talk a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I'll give you something funny.
Facts.
So me and these two niggas that I called, they was like my brothers back through high school. This is high school, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's me, Boo Boo, and Fred. Rest in peace to my brother Fred, right? So we at, you know where Randolph at? You know where Randolph at?
Yeah, I know where Randolph is.
So yeah, we in Randolph, but we gotta get up to Presidential, right? Like Antrim Drive, like D Block, Dresden, right?
Yeah.
So we trying to get from Randolph to Dresden Drive so we can watch Kung Fu movies, right? High school young niggas shit. Right? So we was trying to go watch Black Belt Theater, little DVDs. We was Kung Fu fanatics back then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wu-Tang and all that shit, right? So we trying to get from Randolph to Dresden Drive to watch Kung Fu movies and eat some pudding that I took out his mother's cabinet.
Some pudding.
Right? So we come out the crib, we in the back on Tyler where the train track is. On the back of Randolph, right?
Yeah.
And the train is coming through slow. And these niggas, we should ride the train up there. I say, nah. So they call me all kind of, derogatory remarks, hood shit, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be, cause I ain't wanna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a little smarter. So, oh, you a bitch ass nigga, you all this, well, they run and they jump on the train, right? So, I had no choice but to go jump on the train. I goes and jumps on the train too. So, if you know anything about Newport News, the train goes across Main Street. It's an underpass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Man, it was going slow until it got over that underpass. Then it got behind the woods, man. This train just, nigga, when I tell you a nigga jaws is flapping on the side of the train, holding it like it was wild. You know what I'm saying? But to make a long story longer, you know what I mean? Niggas jumped off the train. I'm the only one that ended up not getting hurt. They ended up with, broke wrists and whole.
For real?
Yeah, it was wild, bro. It was wild. I'm the only one that didn't get, hurt in the incident. You know what I'm saying?
So did y'all ever finish the pudding?
We ain't make it to the crib for nothing. Niggas had to go straight to the hospital. Niggas needed back braces, neck braces. They really fucked themselves up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, I don't know. I guess they jumped wrong or I don't know. But I was good, so. Yeah, but that was some wild shit that I never really spoke about. You know what I mean? The train jump. That almost killed my friends and shit.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
I'll give you something like that.
and as far as I know, you said Kung Fu movies. I have noticed that I see that you kind of take a liking to boxing and fitness. Mm-hmm. Like, how did that enter your life?
Boxing and fitness?
Yeah.
Oh shit, we was always athletic. We was always, fighting was always. Mm-hmm. I got kicked out of South Carolina, the whole state, like for punishing niggas in elementary school. I got kicked out of the state. That's how I ended up here. But we always was active and we always was rumbling. Then if you do your due diligence on Woodson, Chantilly, right? So we was always active. But in high school, we started boxing in Norfolk under Sweet Pea Whitaker. The coach named Dan Campbell, he came to our hood and got us off the bus one day and took us to Norfolk. And we trained under him for like 3-4 years. Like he ended up being a junior Olympic coach.
Yeah.
Only reason I ain't go to the Junior Olympics because I had sons, so I had to, you know what I'm saying, pampers and milk and all that. But yeah, we was really deep into the boxing world, you know what I'm saying, through high school. So you know that shit. I was always athletic though.
And he used to come actually pick y'all up and take y'all to that gym
Every day. How we met him, we got off the school bus and this old guy just sitting out in the parking lot, sitting on a station wagon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Old guy just sitting on the station wagon, leaned back, and we getting off the bus, and he's just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? It's like some movie shit, you know what I'm saying? Y'all like to fight? And of course, it was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because he had heard about the hood. But so he came all the way from Norfolk to the hood, looking for talent, right? And we ended up boxing with that man for 4 years. And we found out he was all in Barrard Park and all that. You know what I mean?
And
Keyshawn Davis, he was a baby when he come out that same gym we used to box in under Gloria, I don't know her name was Peak, Miss Peak, I think it was Gloria Peak, but Dan Campbell was my coach. You know what I'm saying? Keyshawn Davis was a tiny fella then, but he was already in the newspaper and all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, he was a world champion recently until he missed his weight and all that. But yeah.
Cause what weight class was he fighting in?
Like now?
Yeah. Well, no, matter of fact, far as
back then?
Yeah, back then.
No, he was a little guy. I mean, really little. I mean, like, Keyshawn might have been like 9, 10, 8, 9 years old.
And he showed promise.
He was already a phenom. He was already crazy, like, young. And I was blessed enough to be in that gym with, USS Sims, Nunu, Shun. Got done, it was just names, right? But yeah, I mean, just to let niggas know it's real. You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? Yeah, Bushead, like, he's really
real fighters.
But the Norfolk coach came and got us and took us there, you know what I mean? And that we was there for a couple of years, but yeah, that's where it entered. And then we got in touch with, we found Abdullah down here at the Moulton, Coach Dula, and the rest is history. He the one that trained Slug, who's the heavyweight right now that just won the championship in Richmond on the 26th. He a heavyweight from Newport News. That's our heavyweight.
Yeah. Cause I remember doing an interview with another boxer. He just won his championship up there in Hanover, Maryland. Emmanuel Aleem. Yeah.
Aleem is big. He know about Coach Muhammad, Coach Dula. Yeah, the whole boxing world know about, and that's what we come up under. But yeah. That shit always been in our blood.
And as far as the the sports aspect, I want to talk like Peninsula District basketball. Did you play support or you run with the squad? Who was the local legend that made you believe that they was a good team?
Peninsula District basketball. Actually, that jersey was from some jerseys that I did when the Street Ballers. The N1 street ball team came here and they had a game against some street ballers from here, right?
Yeah.
So the street ballers from here was like, we need jerseys. So of course they came to the Virginia Villains and we put them Peninsula District jerseys together for them. So that was just for an exhibition game between some street ballers from here, and some N1 street ballers that came in. The guy named is Erratic. He's a street baller. He's been a street baller for like maybe 13 years now. And he was retiring, so they was doing a retirement game with street ballers. They came here, they did it at Warwick High School Gymnasium. And I just did the jerseys for the home team.
Yeah.
And the home team whooped their ass too.
On my line.
Feel me?
It was the jerseys.
You did.
It was the jerseys.
Tore their ass up.
So more about Virginia Villains.
Right.
Mega Villains.
Right.
Like, that name alone sounds like a movement. Like, where did it start? Who was the first villain in the squad? And how did it evolve into what it is now?
I mean, of course, I was the initial villain, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Mega Villains is the musical arm of the Virginia Villains.
Okay.
Right? So that's me and my brother. His name is Boogie. He's out of Boogie 3 times out of Norfolk. Check him out. Check us out. The Mega Villains album is out everywhere, anywhere you listen to music, MEGAVILLAINS, one word though. You can pull that up. Rest in peace to my brother Tree. He all over that too. But yeah, you know, that's the musical arm of the Virginia Villains Clothing Company, is the Mega Villain.
Yeah. And that's tough. And as far as somebody that has their hands in the some of everything, as far as clothing line, rapping, you know, just being an entrepreneur, and as far as fitness, I want to ask you something. So, why the hell, you know, is a turkey bacon ranch and chicken cheese steak your go-to? And what's the story behind that combo?
So, alright, to give you that answer, I gotta give shout out to a food truck.
Yeah.
That's local in the area. It's called Hurricane Seafood.
Okay.
Chef Ron Noble L and Toya Monet got a truck called Hurricane Seafood, right? When we did our grand opening here, they came and set up out front.
Oh, for real?
So one of his special sandwiches is that turkey bacon ranch cheese steak.
Yeah.
And that, you ever tried?
Pressure.
You ever tried cocaine, bro?
No, I ain't know.
That's it.
In food form.
First time I ever tried cocaine, bro, was that sandwich.
Yeah. I might have to fuck with it. What's the name of the food truck again?
Hurricane Seafood, bro. Check them out.
Yeah,
Find them.
because coming over here to the, my bad to cut you off, but
Good.
as far as coming over here to the 804, I'm into the 757, I see a whole lot of food trucks.
Right.
And like, is that like the, I ain't gonna say the staple of Newport News, but when, especially near the shipyard, I see they be lining the streets.
Yeah.
Like,
Just another stream, bro, another stream of revenue that people can take advantage of, you know, and the ones that, you know, are savvy in that lane do just that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Hurricane Seafood, that's
crazy.
arguably the best cheesesteak in the 757.
Yeah.
You know, I'll let you be the judge.
Facts. And I do want to get more into, you know, your personality, your persona.
Right.
Like, do you believe Sic Mic is your final form, or is it still becoming, or what's the identity behind the name you don't show people?
Well, actually, Sic Mic was the beginning. But, you know, it was all a constant evolution. Change is the only thing that's constant, right?
Yes,
so,
sir.
you know, it started out as Mr. Sickness, right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you where that came from.
Because I definitely want to know.
Right? Because after I did it, a lot of people were sick this, sick that. Won't nobody sick nothing before me, right?
Yeah.
Not to sound fucking, you know what I'm saying, arrogant, but this is confidence, and I'm going to tell you how I know. Because this is where I got my name from, right? Mr. Sickness, well, I told you we was big fucking Kung Fu fans, right? And you know, every member of the Wu-Tang got their name from a, you know, a Kung Fu flick type shit. So we was kind of like jammed in that era, right? And we was all MCs and all that. So I went, and it was only right that we got our names from Kung Fu flicks as well. So there's a Kung Fu flick called Dances with the Mantis, right? And in that Kung Fu flick, there's a guy named The Sickness, right? And he's an ill, you know, he's an ill rumbler. He fights you, and he imitates your style while he fighting you, and then he beats you with your own style, right?
Yeah.
So I took a liking to this individual, and that's why my first hip-hop name was Mr. Sickness, right? It comes from that Kung Fu flick, Dances with the Mantis. Fast forward to Sic Mic, SICMIC, is more of a mindset than a health condition. You know what I'm saying? When we talking sick shit, because I ain't physically sick, but I'm kind of, you know what I mean? Mentally a little bit, the rocker might, you know what I mean? So we gravitate to Sic Mic, but now the most recent evolution, you know what I'm saying? Thank God for growth and maturation is the Wolf God. Like that's where we landed. Like that's our most recent form. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Sic Mic is not the final form, but it is the reason for the season. I mean, right now we in our Wolf God form, and this shit is real righteous and high up, man. So you know, I'm eager to see what come after this, if anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely. And like you said, life is always a constant progress. Like you're always, something always changing. You should never want to be stagnant when you progressing through life.
Right.
And like, what's something you done in silence that had the biggest impact on your career, but nobody outside your circle even knows you did it?
Recreated myself.
Yeah.
I learned that from Julius Caesar. Don't take much from the pale man, right?
Yeah.
Don't take much from the pale face, but I learned what I took from Julius Caesar. He said, recreate yourself. There's nothing wrong with recreating yourself till you get it right. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, like when shit plateaus off, you gotta recreate. You gotta figure out a way to add on to the vision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I go back to the drawing board when something ain't working. I recreate it. I ain't had no problem recreating myself. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's a power play on my part.
Facts. And as far as recreating yourself and doing new things, do you remember the first beat you ever rapped over? And did you kill it or did you feel like you fumbled it?
I made the beat, so I feel like I killed it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like I killed it, and it's on tape, and it's on cassette tape from like way back. But I was making beats before I was rapping, so I made the beat, and I rhymed on it.
Yeah. And like, as an entrepreneur, like, what's a failure you needed to go through that actually made your whole foundation strong?
I had to go through the failure that is trying to execute your vision with groups of people, right?
Yes.
So I had to go through that. The failure of groups, gangs, cliques, you know what I'm saying? The clashing of, ideas, perspectives, all leading to being on a hamster wheel and nothing getting fucking done. I had to go through that failure. And that's like one of the most powerful in my life.
Yes.
Realizing that ain't nobody gonna save you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The helping hand you looking for is on the end of your fucking arm, nigga. Help yourself, nigga. And when it come to dirt, do it by yourself. Don't tell your dreams to motherfuckers. Clap for yourself. Yeah. Be quiet. These are the failures I had to learn that meant the most.
It's crazy because, Mike, what you saying is literally, it's hard because like when somebody says something real and right. it generates with you, it's hard. Right. Yeah, it's hard for you to kind of let it slide because exactly what you said resonated with me so much because when you going out and you doing your dream and you doing something that really means a lot to you, telling people and inviting people into your dream can completely destroy it because like you said, it's a clash of, it might not even be bad ideas, just a clash of too many ideas.
Perspectives.
And at the end of the day,
opinions.
What you want. And you hit it on the head, man.
Niggas will cast their doubts on your plans.
Yeah.
Niggas will backbite, niggas will sidewind, niggas will do snake shit. It's all kind of components to the failure.
Yeah.
That particular failure is components to that shit. It's compartments to it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And this is where the in-depth learning of it makes you better because you learn what to look for. You learn how to identify the shit in all stages. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And therefore you will not make that mistake again. And if you do, you'll be slow to, and that's a benefit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, I had to learn that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The people will want, they'll smile in your face, act like they want the best for you, but they'll pray for your downfall, bro.
Yeah.
You can't even. It's to the point you can't even communicate the moves until they already solid.
Yo, and what you saying is the realest thing ever because especially when you get to a point in time like where you at, it's people that you probably can and I probably can, but some people probably can't, differentiate people that's coming to help you and people coming just to piggyback or ride off your success. And it's hard because sometimes it's people that's close to you
Right.
that you really mess with, you really fuck with,
Right.
and you do want to bring them in, but then, like you said, the clash of ideas, the clash of opinions. Nah, bro, like I already got my thing going on. I bring you in so you can kind of witness it almost, not for you to kind of get yourself up off of my, off of my success.
All right, so the counterbalance to that lesson, right?
Yeah.
The other side of that coin is, what I also learned is, you need a team.
Yeah.
You need a team of competent individuals in which to delegate certain authorities to, that's gonna handle those in a competent manner. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gotta want it like you want it. And if you're fortunate enough to come across this, you gonna make it, bro.
Yeah.
But this is the shit that's hard to come by because people is so, if you run across a good person, cherish that motherfucker, bro.
Yeah. And it's like, as far as, cause you've been in the game, 5+ years, as far as fashion and stuff like that.
For sure.
And I'm not on, that same level, so like, cause I only been in the game a short little while as far as doing what I do.
Right.
And it's crazy because, I wouldn't say crazy, but it's just unbelievable because when you get that team, like you said, you get that team, you understand it, they understand the goal.
Right.
And like, it's just like, as far as people that's not yet that experienced or carried that many years, it's hard to kind of navigate through that situation without kind of going through that situation of, meeting people and people fucking you over,
Right.
and you learning. But that's some deep stuff, man.
The problem is niggas be more serious about bullshit than they be about their business.
Yeah.
And you want to figure this out early.
Yeah.
You don't want to get to the money, then figure out, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's great. It's a lot to it,
And like, as far as fashion, like, has fashion ever healed you in a way that music couldn't? Like, what moment made you realize designing is a therapy too?
When I saw the potential for monetary gain.
Yeah.
I won't say it healed me in a way that music couldn't, because I always got paid, off my music.
Yeah.
I still get paid, features paid, so we still very much active, you know what I'm saying? And residuals is looking good too, you know what I'm saying? Because my paperwork is together in reference to the catalog, right?
Yeah.
But, alright, so fashion and design is similar to music because it's the same thing. You're coming up with something out of your head and monetize it. When I'm writing bars, I'm creating this, this is out of thin air on paper, right? I'm monetizing this thing. Designs, I'm coming out with this shit out of you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm monetizing this thing, you know what I'm saying? But when I saw the potential for monetary gain, everybody know the bar by Jay-Z, Rocker wear 80 mil in like 18 months. You can bullshit with rap if you want, motherfucker, right? That was him, picking at how the fashion industry and how the fucking, hip hop pales in comparison if we talking money.
Yeah.
And that type of shit right there put a hook in my nose as far as, along with the fact that every artist needs to have merch, bro. It's a 50-50 game. It's hand in glove. If you're an artist and you don't got merch, my nigga, in this day and age of the game, this stage of the game, you fucking up anyway.
Yeah.
So it just made sense, you know what I'm saying? I'm teaming with ideas. I got an eye for shit, you know what I'm saying? So I just came with something flashy that I thought I could rock with, something that I figured had longevity. You know what I'm saying? The Villains was perfect, not only because of what it's based off of, but because villain actually means villager or resident, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a Virginia villain is actually a Virginia resident. So it's super valid on that note. If you're dealing with etymology and the etymon of words, which is how languages are born, you can see the commonalities between the villa, the village, the villager, the villain. They all have that one thing in common, right?
Yeah.
A villain is one that has blood ties to the soil of the villa. i.e. the villager, the light, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So a villain is just a villager, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like just a resident. So it just made shit more valid, and that gave it like this certain, you know, air of longevity to me, man. So yeah, I just took that, ran with it, nailed it down, you know what I mean? Like, and here we are, bro.
And they've been up ever since.
Ever since, bro. Like,
And so, what's one thing you hope your child or your younger self learns from the way you built your name from nothing but passion and pressure?
like it ain't. I hope they take from me that, you know, it ain't no ceiling on your potential.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the ceiling is fake. You know what I'm saying? I want them to. If you don't take nothing else from me, take that from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let anything other than you dictate your pace. The ceiling is fake. Push past the ceiling. You know what I'm saying?
Almost like what's the experiment? The flea mentality.
Mm-hmm.
When they put the lid on, then the fleas only jump to the lid.
Perfect
and
analogy.
then- yeah.
Perfect analogy, bro.
It's
That's where we at now. But don't be that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Break through, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be more than that. You gotta realize your potential and live up to it, know it, you know what I'm saying? Do great things.
And that's what a lot of people fail to realize. Like, a lot of people get comfortable, or they get, I would say, they'll procrastinate. And that's how a lot of greatness is stopped, because if you sitting like, all right, I'm gonna do it, and the idea is good, the meaning behind it is good,
Right.
but when you procrastinate and you don't fully work to your capabilities,
Right.
it's that glass ceiling that you steady bumping into, and you can't see beyond it.
Procrastination and doubt, you know what I'm saying? Killers.
Yes, the major killer.
Yeah, killers. Two things you gotta try not to let creep into your plans.
Yeah.
For sure. Procrastination and doubt. Yeah, so I agree with that.
Yeah, and like, have you ever, like, as far as you rapping, like, have you ever felt like you're the underground secret weapon, like a lyrical ninja, like who's quieter and better than a lot of loud ones?
Yeah, but I don't say shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't take the indecent liberties of saying that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can feel that way, but you know what I mean? All right, so, you know, like, say, that's like the legend conversation, right? Everybody want to be GOAT and legend and this and that. But it's like, the minute that you say it, like, it's whack.
Yeah.
Like, if you call yourself the GOAT, bro, it's fucking whack.
It
It's
doesn't
dead.
mean anything.
If you call yourself a legend, that's garbage. I don't care. You gotta let the streets say it. You gotta let the people say it. So, you know, even if I did feel like that, I wouldn't say that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I know a million niggas in the street that'll really get off with telling you who Wolf God is, you know what I'm saying? And how many niggas don't stand a chance, you know what I'm saying? But I'm an artist, so I don't take those indecent liberties. I respect everything. I respect everybody's pen. And I just be trying to work and stay busy, bro. Stay in them circles that's working.
Yeah. And as far as staying in your own lane, when you perform, do you rap to impress, express, or survive? Be honest. What's the realest reason you stepped on that stage?
Initially?
Yeah. That put you out there. Was it to express yourself? Was it to impress others? Or was it just to survive?
So it started as a money thing.
Yeah.
Right? It started as a money thing. So I dubbed a tape. Remember I told you I made the beats and I rapped on it. It was a tape called Mr. Sickness, my first joint. I dubbed them on a house stereo. I made 3 beats, I rapped on them. It was 3 songs on a cassette.
Yeah.
I ordered 75 blank cassette tapes from Maxell. I dubbed all 75 of them myself with the paper in it.
Yeah.
I went to the corner,
Ooh.
and all 75 of them tapes sold that same day for $5 a pop.
Yeah.
And before then, all I knew was cocaine. Right?
Yeah.
So then I was like, damn, I just made like $400 off a box of fucking Maxell tapes. I made a beat on a beat machine, and I wrote some rhymes out of my head,
Yeah.
recorded them on 7, and now I got $400 something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it started as a money play. Oh, I'm about to make hella tapes. Right?
Thanks.
This
Yeah.
is cocaine to me now.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's how it started. But then as you mature, you evolve, it's like, yeah, you gotta be able to perform live now. Now I'm getting more into the shit.
Yeah.
You know? And then you realize the stage is where the stars are born. It ain't about the fucking studio, cause it's machines in there that can make you sound good and all that. But on the stage, nigga,
It's just you and the crowd.
yeah, how good do you sound on stage?
Yeah.
That's the measure of an artist. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? This is where stars was born. So when I got to that point, it became all about expression.
Yeah.
And being the most clean, clear, articulate, yet vicious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just being a showman. You know what I'm saying? I had to, watch all of the documentaries. I watched all of the KRSs. I studied the OGs like to try to well round my performance. Because nothing's worse than a whack performance.
Yes. Yeah. Ain't nothing worse than the song can be hard, but if you performing it and you
You
express
standing in one place and you got your head down and you got the words behind it and it's like, niggas,
Yeah.
what the fuck
I
did I spend my money for?
Yeah.
Right.
Cause that's almost like pretty much what Jay-Z said when he was doing his concert and they had the words behind. He was like, they can hear this in the car.
Right.
I wanna get them an experience, and I completely understand that.
They call that training wheels on the circuit. You got your words behind your vocals, behind your show tape. That's called training wheels. That's for real niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't do that. But I no shade to nobody that's doing anything. Gotta crawl for you can walk. You gotta walk till you can fly. You know what I mean? Do your thing. But yeah, we call those training wheels.
Yeah, cause you. Yeah.
Yeah, cause you should be able to get them and hit every word, hit every bar. You know, it's a lot of phases.
Yeah.
You got the nigga that got the words behind it. You got the nigga that miss 50% of the words dancing. Or, the nigga that don't remember the song, and that's why he got the words back there. It's a lot of shit. But all that shit is training wheels, and we don't do that when you get to a certain level.
Facts. Yeah. And I asked a lot of artists, when you first went on that stage and had your event or had your show, did you have that butterfly sensation?
Yeah.
You did? And how did that affect you on your first performance?
It kind of, I just had to turn the fear into fire, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the fear was definitely there.
Yeah.
Because it was big crowds, you know what I'm saying? Of course, we new to it, you up on the stage and it's like,
Yeah.
stage fright is real. I give you that.
Yeah, definitely real.
But I had to master the art of turning fear into fire. I got this thing, like, if I'm nervous about something, I'll be nervous up until it's go time.
Yeah.
And then it like turns into something else. You know what I'm saying? Like a fire almost. I'm like that with everything. Roller coasters, life. Like it's a roller coaster that I don't fuck with. Like if you can get me in the line, nigga, we getting on this shit. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't get me to the line, nigga, hell nah, I ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you get me in the line, it's a lot. But yeah.
Cause that's kind of how I was. Like I was nervous, like as far as getting in front of the camera. Like I was nervous up until it was time to get on the camera. Like as soon as I press record, something else I just go.
Because you gotta be at that point. You don't got time to be nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like when the music drops and the lights go on, like bro, you don't have time to be. You need to be the best representation of yourself, like right now. Like nigga, this means that this is all the marbles.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get out there and choke and fuck it up. So me personally, I'm fortunate to have never had that problem. I've never been booed. I don't really know a nigga that can say that. And this is no cap, no arrogance, just me talking to Bud. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that.
Yeah.
But I come from all of the stages of it, the chitlin circuit, the battles, raps, and all that. And I've, never been booed. Praise the Most High. I hope it never happens. You know what I'm saying? that's some shit that's hard to say.
Yeah, it is, cause, like, bro, I'm not a rapper, but just the fact of going up on that stage and you in front of everybody, and you got your stuff, you got your stuff down pat, but it's just so much intensity, it's so much going on, and you have to still perform your best.
Yeah.
That's a task.
Yeah, and no matter what's going on in your personal life, nigga, none of that shit, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta get out there and do your thug, bro, and you know what I mean? That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
That's really the beauty of it.
And if I can go back as far as talking about, you know, who you are as a person, if you had to give one speech on stage during World Indigenous Peoples Day, what would your message be to the forgotten ones around the globe?
I'll tell them the story of the eagle and the chicken.
Yeah, I don't think I heard that one.
So the story goes, a farmer went up a mountain and got an eagle's egg out of the nest, right?
Yeah.
And he brought the eagle down and put it under a chicken, let a chicken, hatch it. And the eagle, grew up with the chicken, right?
Yeah.
Grew up as a chicken, you know what I'm saying? Not knowing you were a fucking eagle, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, all his life he walked around and did what the chickens did, pecking, a chicken is a flightless bird. So, once that eagle realized who he was and figured out that he could actually fly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He did just that. And I feel like that story is very much relevant to the condition of the forgotten ones, or the ones that may have forgotten who they are, what they are, how to be themselves, you know what I'm saying? They got you in society, they got you thinking you're a chicken.
Yeah.
But you're an eagle though.
Whole time you an eagle.
You know what I'm saying? You take with that and do what you will, you know what I'm saying? But I'm here to tell you that you're not like them, basically.
Facts.
You come from something much greater than them.
Yeah.
Something much stronger than them. Your lineage, you know what I'm saying? What you are off of, what you actually are, bro, is so much more powerful than these chickens that you being raised with, you know what I'm saying?
And if you don't mind me getting a little bit deeper, I want to know, who are them? Who would those chickens represent?
I don't even want to put like an ethnicity on it, right?
Yeah.
I would say a citizen.
Yeah.
I would say the chicken is a citizen.
Okay. That's the
Your average everyday citizen, worker bee, go to work, come home, live check to check. My idea of success is working for somebody else and helping them create their dream as opposed to me creating mine.
Yeah. Okay, man.
You're so much more than what you're being led to believe you are.
Yeah.
And that's in every aspect of life. But it takes a certain level of discipline and comprehension to even, self-enlighten to the necessary degrees.
Facts. And as far as this, I don't want to hold you all night, but it is one question that I do want to ask you. If you could carve one sentence into the foundation of your legacy for when you're long gone, what would you say?
One sentence?
Yeah, one complete sentence, one complete thought.
Nobody's coming to save you.
Yeah. And if you would be able to elaborate a little bit more on that, like, what would it be, or is that the final imprint that you'll carve?
Yeah, I wouldn't elaborate no more.
Most definitely.
That says everything. If I was to leave one sentence to my lineage to see, it would be, nobody's coming to save you, bro.
You gotta
That means,
just like your sign say, don't nobody care, work harder.
right.
Respect.
Bro, nobody's
Respect.
coming to save you, bro. Everybody got a sad story. I got one too, bro.
Yup.
Nobody want to hear it, man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's coming to save you. Be your own motor. Be your own man. Broke is not the absence of money. Broke is the absence of drive, determination. You know what I'm saying? Grit. A nigga with no money, but he got drive and he's driven and he's goal oriented. A nigga with no money that's driven and goal oriented will soon get money.
Yeah.
But a nigga that doesn't have the drive, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The sloth, the lazy, slow motherfucker that won't even self-enlighten himself to be able to think himself out of poverty. Like, nigga, you're gonna be broke. You're broke.
Yeah.
You're lazy. Lazy is broke, nigga.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I completely understand.
No
what you're
money's
saying.
not broke. You just fucked up right
Yeah,
now. You just
yeah,
don't
yeah.
got no motion.
Yeah.
But if you lazy, you're fucking broke.
Yeah.
You're broke in, nigga. And you're gonna be
Mhm.
broke until you fix that.
Yeah.
So nobody's coming to save you, man. Figure out life. The pace of life is grueling. Figure it out now.
Facts. And I appreciate having you on here, man.
Salute.
Already. And tell the people your locations and where they can find you at, man.
We in Newport News, Virginia, the Virginia Villains. If you uptown, 12975 Jefferson Avenue, Suite 101. If you downtown, 2510 Jefferson Avenue, Suite 102. Yeah, find us on Instagram, _Virginia_Villains. My personal page, East Coast, one word, _Mikey. That's East Coast Mikey. Check me out. Google us. Figure it out. We in the town.
Peace.
Mm-hmm.